I'm Mina Simone, and we are here with Ryan Lee to discuss his book, If Only You Knew. How are you, Ryan?
I'm okay, Mina Simone. I'm well.
Good, amazing. Please tell us a little bit about you, your upbringing, and just everything. Just talk to us.
I'm from South London. I'm an author. I've got over 14 years boxing experience. I used to box. And now I'm doing a lot of work in psychotherapy and working with children and people in the community.
So can you give us a brief overview of your book, If Only?
Kind of just takes you through aspects of my life, different chapters to how I got to this stage in my life. It's got a lot of wisdom in it. And I feel like there's something in the book for everybody.
I feel like I'm going to get to know. I've been reading it a little bit myself.
Thank you.
And it's really intense.
Thank you.
Really, really intense. A few times my heart has been pounding. And I'm like, what? Like a book is giving me that feeling.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm in a movie almost. So how long did it actually take for you to write this book?
There was a little bit of stopping and starting, but overall I'd say it took about 2 years to get the book locked in and finished and written.
Okay. And what is your writing process?
Well, the book really is spiritually led. So originally I started writing the book by hand, and then halfway through I said, all right, you know what? Let me start typing the book. That changed the dynamics, but it was good because I could edit and stop and start. And there'll be times where I might be just doing something like washing the dishes and a thought would come. I'd stop washing the dishes, I'd write it down. So yeah, it was like, once I knew I was gonna write the book, it was almost like I just kept pouring and writing. Yeah.
So was there like a particular zone you had to be in for when you needed to write?
Yeah, I kind of get into this zone where I like instrumentals, like neo soul type of vibe instrumentals, and I can just write. I can just keep going.
Okay, and you just keep it flowing, keep it
flowing,
going.
yep.
And I like how you said you go and you take things away. You're like, let me write it down.
Yep.
How much of yourself is reflected in this book?
I would say a lot of myself is reflected in this book because there's true aspects, there's a lot of truth in this book about my story, about my point of view. And yeah, it's a deep reflection of myself. So there's a lot of myself in this book.
There was a point in the book that kind of stood out to me. It was where you said you were 15 and your mum was naive to why someone who is 15 would hold a knife. And you said, you know, she installed something in you, which was like a great upbringing, but then she couldn't understand what was going on in the streets. Now, I feel like a lot of it is about a mother's perspective as well. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Mothers, they do their best to kind of like raise their children, and sometimes they don't really understand, and sometimes they may blame themselves for some of the decisions their children make, and it's not everything I think they need to be taking responsibility for. In my case, it's like, yeah, my mum was, because of how she raised us and because of the fundamentals that she installed within us, she was very naive to the fact that we could be doing certain things. So it's like understanding the mind of a teenager and understanding that sometimes they find it hard to express themselves to their mother because it's their mother, you know? So yeah, that part, when I was writing that part, I was able to really go back into the mind of a 15-year-old and express how I was feeling and literally be at that place. So yeah, it was quite therapeutic for me to actually go there and write, be able to write.
And do you feel like the stuff back then, so when you were 15, obviously you went back there, do you feel like that's quite relevant to today's world?
100%. A lot of the subject matters in this book, I think, will resonate eternally, kind of like some of the issues. But then some of the issues, unfortunately, well, hopefully they can be left in yesterday. For example, the knife crime, but it still is what's going on. It still is the talk. Yeah.
So what are the main messages that you'd like people to take away from this book?
The main messages for me, I would say I want people to take from this book is to keep living. Also that you can change at any time, you know what I mean? At any time in your life and embrace that change. So yeah, just keep living, embrace change, and don't give up on yourself, basically.
Do you feel like there was a point where you gave up on yourself?
To a degree, maybe in some ways, yeah, there was a stage where I maybe lost sight of my true self. I wasn't maybe fully aware of how I was moving. And as life was going on, I gained deeper levels of awareness, which helped me to kind of like grow and see things from a different perspective.
Sometimes I feel like there's that saying, when you're actually in something, you don't see what's going on.
100%.
But like, if you're looking from a bird's eye view or from without, like from the outside, it's like, oh my gosh, this is what's really happening.
100%.
And sometimes you have to pull back
100%.
to realize.
Yeah, 100%. There's a stage in the book where I was talking about like a message being written in front of your face, and it's like the message could be powerful, the message could be a message to save you, but until you step back, you're not going to be able to see what's actually on the paper. So yeah, that same analogy, yeah, I follow you.
100%. So has there been anyone you've spoken to that's read the book and their interpretation of it has surprised you?
Yeah, a couple of people. One person, he said he had to keep looking to kind of see, like, hold on, did you write this book? That kind of gave me motivation. That put a smile on my face. And a girl said she read the book 4 times, and for me, yeah, that meant a lot to me still.
To be fair, even myself, I have dyslexia. So I was reading the book and I was like, hold on, let me go back. And I missed parts because obviously we know you miss out words. And I was like, wait, what? Like, this is quite intense. This is deep. Let me go back. So I've reread probably the first half of it about 3 times. So exactly what that person said, about 4 times you need to read to really understand and take away things from it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you mentioned, obviously, that was really good. It was rewarding. What has been the most rewarding thing about writing this book?
I would say being able to express myself, but I would say being able to put the book in my family's hand, put the book in my mum's hand, and the fact that my son's going to be able to read something in my own words, I'd say. Yeah, that's the most inspiring thing for me, yeah.
Nice. And what did your mum say when she read the book?
My mum's always had belief in my journey, but I think she was overwhelmed, proud, and she wasn't afraid to express that, man. So yeah, it put a smile on my face, man. It lit me up.
So please tell us some more bits that you're doing within the community.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of work with the youth, a lot of work in schools. I'm a mentor. I do a lot of work in boxing gyms, and it's important for me because I want to be able to give the children, adults too, a place where they can express themselves. So I'm a year away from being a qualified psychotherapist, and that's kind of giving me the tools to be able to talk to people and give them a place to express themselves free of judgment, basically. So, yeah.
Wow. I feel like nowadays as well, it's really hard to express yourself. They've stopped a lot of funding with youth clubs. So it's really nice that you're doing your part.
Yeah. I'm using my book as also a tool, you know what I mean, to kind of reach people. I feel like my story allows people to know that you can express yourself, but also, yeah, it's an aspect and a tool to be able to help others.
Help others.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people are going through half of the topics that you discussed in this book, and it will really, really help the community the way that you want to help it. So what advice would you give to aspiring writers?
I would say express from a real space, or a real place, a real space. I would say also, it doesn't really matter how long your book is, and it's important, I think, to be able to leave something in your own words. Because even if we think about our grandparents, as much as fond memories we have of them, I think it would be powerful to actually read maybe a book from your grandparents or something in their own words. So I'd say yeah, everyone's got a book in them, and just dig deep when you're writing, man. Go in, yeah.
How do you dig deep? Like, what is it that makes you get to that point where you had like that true version of yourself, that self-reflection? What did you have to do? What were the steps?
Self-awareness, just reaching a place where I kind of align with my purpose, and I wanted people to understand that, hold on, I want you to kind of know what I've been through, because I feel like some of the things I've been through I can share, I can help people. So it's like really aligning with my purpose, realizing my purpose, and embracing my purpose. Yeah, so that's been a part of the writing process. I never thought I would write a book in my teenage years. So yeah, again, discovering my talent later in life is something that I say people need to kind of know, that yeah, you might not find your talent or find one of your gifts early in life, but some stage, you can walk down that road.
Where can I find this book if I would like to read it?
Yeah, you can find my book, If Only You Knew, on Amazon. It's available right now. And yeah, I just thank everyone that's already bought the book, and just encourage people to kind of like go out, get the book. Hopefully, yeah, the book reaches you, man.
I really, really feel like it will reach so many people. It's reached me for the part that I've read over and over again. So I just feel like anyone who does read this book will learn so much about themselves and you.
Thank you very much.